Okay, today we'll be discussing about the Morimoto HID kit that I bought from the Retrofit source. Now, I spent a lot of time researching HID kits. I spent so much time, and I pretty much got to the conclusion that this is a really good kit with really good reviews. So let's go ahead and open up and see what's inside. It's like Christmas time. All right. Okay. All right, so in the box we got some packaging. All right, we got stickers. Stickers are always good. Got a packing slip. And let's go ahead and start laying out what we got here. Got light control. Flip these over. Got some ballast, bulbs, which I know. Alright, let's put this aside. Okay. Alright. Hope I don't need two of these. So there's only one. Unless there's one inside there. We'll check. Okay. So my initial impression so far is, you know, boxes look pretty decent. It was well packaged and looks pretty good. So one thing that you'll hear about HIDs and you'll hear about kits and stuff like that is people don't really educate you. And one of the things that I spend a lot of time in is the bulbs. And I do want to talk a little bit about that. And I hope that you can learn from my research. So look at this HID bulb here. HID bulbs come in different colors, and a lot of people don't know that the colors really impact the way that you see and also impact the durability of the bulb itself. Most cars, since HIDs have come out, come at between 4,300 to 4,500K. A lot of the luxury brands have now switched over to the 5,000 to the 5,500K, which is a pure white light. So what you'll notice is that some people back in the days really like the blue light, and those are like 6K and above. Now your light visibility, your ability to see with those lights, they decrease, and also the bulb takes a bigger impact, and they tell you that they don't last that long. So on my S2000 comes a 4,000 between, they say 4,300, 4,500 bulb, and I love it. It looks beautiful. And I did look at the new Mercedes and Audis and other cars that have 5,000, 5,500, and it's nice. It's really bright. It's a beautiful white light. But I just felt that after reading some reviews about people saying that they had some eye strain with the 5,000s, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to stick to what's true. And for this application is going to be used. I got the 4,500s, so pretty excited about that. All right, so we got the bulbs here. All right. So one really neat thing about the Retrofit source is that instead of having to splice or cut, you have ultimately, let's see, we have HD relay, let me see, igniter, and well, let's talk about that. So in most kits, they're all one unit sometimes, like your igniter and your ballast and your relay. What they do with the Retrofit source, what I was reading, is that they separate them. So, you know, if one of the units, if something goes bad, you're able to troubleshoot it easier, and you're able to replace that unit itself. So let's see what we have here. We have the computer. All right. All right. What I do like already, let's move this over, is that it's encased in a really protective little foam, which is nice, especially during shipping, since if this is a computer setup. But my initial impression is, you know, it's pretty decent. Wonder if that's okay. That's film. For a second I thought, is that used? No, that's just film that's going to be removed when you install it. Now this says 35. There's different applications for vehicles, and you have 35, and I believe it's 50 or 55. I have to look at it. But for this vehicle, it's typically for the lower beams. I was tracking 35 watt. Okay. Now, one thing Yeah, I'm very curious about this. Okay, so then we have our igniter. Let's open this up. All right. Okay, that's, I guess that attaches to this bad boy, and then we have our relay. Now a lot of people are switching to LEDs, but let me tell you what I did as far as why I chose HID. LED is still being developed. I mean, you buy some of these LED bulbs and it sounds like you have a massive house fan inside your engine bay. And believe it or not, LED bulbs cannot compare to HID bulbs yet as far as light output. And the reason why I say yet is because, you know, things change as technology gets better. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so the Retrofit source, these HID kits, what I like about them, what I like about them so far, is that you connect it to the actual OEM harness. Like there's no cutting, splicing, snipping, adjusting, whatever. Like you just click into your H11, boop, and then you're good to go. And the only thing is you want to make sure that you have either H11A or B. And the reason why I think that's really important, another thing that I had to take a day to research about, is that when you have an H11 or H11B, if you don't know that, an H11 bulb will fit, A or B will fit in your application, but where the bottom part is in the ballast, this little line or this little long straight part of this bulb, the A and the B, what happens is that it switches what positions that's in. And if you get it wrong, you will actually have it placed in the incorrect place, and you will have a shadow being, it's gonna go ahead and project a shadow because it's the way that the assembly is designed, it's not good. So you have to make sure, and they provide you a diagram to go out there and verify to make sure you look at that. And that's something that should not be looked over. And I believe here's another igniter, and that's about it. And we have the rest of our bulbs. Now I went ahead and rolled out like this is Christmas, made a mess, but I hope some of those tips and some of that information can help you. What I plan to do is I plan to install this. I'm going to do a before video of the halogens that's on the vehicle, and I'm going to do a picture of after. Now here's a fun fact. A lot of people believe that HIDs are applicable for everything, and companies will tell you that because, you know, they want you to purchase their product and they don't care what you do with it. But you have vehicles with projector assemblies, and then you have vehicles that are just designed just normal light assemblies. And if you put HIDs in normal light assemblies, those are the ones that make people have the bad reputation of just this really ugly light disbursement, and it's just really not designed for it. And a lot of people don't recommend doing that. Now you would assume that all projectors could handle HID assemblies, but the truth is that when you have a projector, even though if it's designed for halogen, the thing that you'll have an impact with is the cutoff line. And the cutoff line is almost as important as this whole entire discussion, because if you don't have a clean cutoff line, if you don't know how to achieve that, you're ultimately going to waste your money. So the cutoff line is very crucial. Now, the great thing is I'm exposing the automotive industry for what they are, is that when you go to the dealership and they have two sets of options of lights, which a lot of people do, believe it or not. They go in there and you're walking in there like, oh, would you like to upgrade to the premium Xeon package or HID package or LED package and blah, blah, blah. What a lot of people don't know, and this is fantastic information, is that the headlights that they have, the ones that they make in the factory, they're all the same. Most of them. Most companies make the same headlight. And the application that we're using this for is a Genesis sedan. And the headlights that they made those for, they're the same headlights as if you got the halogens or the HIDs, but they don't spin that off in a dealership like that. They're like, oh, you know, you're gonna get this whole lighting package, blah, blah. All they do is there's a little port where the ballast, igniter, and everything, the computer attaches to the original headlights, and it converts the headlight to HID. But the great thing about it is that the projector assembly was designed for both the halogen and the HID. So the great thing about it is, like, you know, like you don't have to pay that $1,000 upgrade HID package if the projector was designed for both, in this case, you know, you pay 1/10 of that and you put your own HID assembly in there, and it was designed for it, so the cutoff line in the projector is going to work perfectly as if it was from a dealership. So I was going to show the before and after pictures and video of the headlight, but one of the HID bulbs that I got is not working with the headlight. So I'm getting a new one. So I'm going to put out a video once that comes in. And I'll also talk a little bit about the return policy and a little bit of the terms and conditions that I think people should know when purchasing HID kits. And thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and have a good day.